Welcome everyone, it's Evelyn. I have a Divine Masculine Twin Flame read for you. Some really great messages came through today, so stay tuned. Take a deep breath now. Sending lots of love and healing. Hope you're receiving that. And some amazing messages came through again today. And I had some great meditations too yesterday and today. I wanted to mention too last night. So before I start, of course, thank you guys all for spending time with me, for all your likes and your shares and your subscribes. And please do subscribe and share if you do like the content. It will really help the channel and also get to more people who may be able to resonate with some of the messages and perhaps decipher some of the codes. And all of my information is below if you should need anything from me or like a service from me or a session, a card reading or Reiki, whatever you'd like. And if there's something not there that you'd like, you can always reach out to me. This is a 7-deck read, so it's a lot of information, a lot of energy there. So if something doesn't resonate with you, don't force it to fit. It doesn't belong to you. And it is for the Divine Masculine Twin Flame, so it affects the masculine within the feminine as well. So first thing was last night, I woke up at like 2 o'clock feeling like there was an earthquake coming in. It sounded like the bathroom was erupting. I'm like, I'm waking up. What the heck is that? Like it was a totally unfamiliar sound. But then when I woke up, the noise stopped. And then a minute after that, a really loud car who always races up my street, raced up the street, like 2 o'clock in the morning. It was really loud. So I don't know if that was the vibrations from that car coming around the corner, but it really sounded like an earthquake when I woke up, but nothing was reported. So just wondering if anyone else felt anything like that at 2 o'clock last night. And wanted to I forgot to tell you the other day too, I've had some great experiences with my bug friends lately. I was at the bank waiting and there was a moth that came in my car and I didn't see where they went. When I looked down, they were on my lap. I just put my fingernail down on my lap to see if the moth would climb on. And the moth wasn't sure at first, but then, they put their little foot on my fingernail and climbed on. And so I put them out, on the roof. And then again, I think it was the day before yesterday, I came out in the morning and there were no ants around. I usually have 2 or 3, and don't get me wrong, I would never have a dirty kitchen with ants all over the place. That would make me nuts. But since they keep all the ants out, I allow my few ants to stay in. Otherwise, I'd have to take them outside again. But anyway, there were no ants when I woke up. And I was working at the sink, and then I walked away just for a second, came right back, and there was one ant sitting right there. I'm like, where did you come from? And they were just sleeping on the counter. They weren't going anywhere. I have very lazy, spoiled ants. So I looked closely at this ant, and I don't know if you recall, but there was an ant one time that got hurt. Or its butt got mushed, and I didn't know whether to kill it or to just cut the butt off because it was walking, but it was pulling a train of its butt. I felt so bad for it. So I just cut its butt off, and it went about its daily duties like nothing ever happened. And so I was happy I did that. But anyway, when I looked down at this ant, I realized it was that same ant. And I put my fingernail out, and the ant just put its little leg on my nail and just sat there with me for a minute. It didn't go anywhere. We were just sleeping, but it was our little bonding moment. So some really cool energies about, being one with the universe. So there might have been something else I wanted to tell you. I'm sure it'll come up during the read because a lot came up. It's a lot in this read. So for this read and today, it's of course the 9/9 portal energies today. And 9 is the number of endings. It's the end of the cycle. It's the time when you're going to have trouble going forward because it's a time to let go of stuff that you no longer need in your life. And it's also all about compassion and universal selflessness. And the 9, of course, is the hermit. So that's the day energies, the hermit of going within. And I have been doing a lot of meditating yesterday and today. And then the day adds up to 22-4, which is the Fool, the Fool's journey, having that open heart, taking a leap of faith, and or allowing yourself to fall, either way. And remember, when you see one side of a polarity, make sure you look at the opposite of that as well in order to collapse them into the center. So we have the 22, which is also a 4 of stability, building. It's the lower energies of manifesting, like, manifesting survival on this planet, as opposed to your dreams, which is 8. And so we have the 8, the 4 energies and the 9 energies, as well as the Fool and the Hermit, which is kind of interesting, because the Hermit is very old and wise and within, and the Fool is very open and childlike and without. So it's kind of interesting how they come together today. So I cut the SIRIAN STARSEED deck for the read in front of you at 10:12 today. So 10 is the Wheel of Fortune, 12 is the Hangman. And as I was clarifying, and I came up to the numerology cards, and the word was covered, I was getting the word Verance, V-E-R-A-N-C-E, which when I looked it up, I wasn't getting anything back, but I'll tell you about that in a minute. And that was at 10:19, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the Sun. Oh, and by the way, after I finished doing my read, I couldn't find the Sun. Here comes the Sun. I couldn't find it at all. When I found it, it was on its side. So it's like a come see, come saw, neither here nor there, right? In the middle. So that's kind of the energy there too as well. The collapsing the two polarities to the middle, not being really, really sunny and not being really crappy out or drained, but staying at a place right in the middle that you can maintain for a long period of time. Like no overexcitement and no, extreme sickness or depression. So at 10:39, which is the Wheel of Fortune and the 39 of the Knight of Cups, I was getting, tell the rabble to be quiet. We anticipate a riot. This common crowd is much too loud. All right, so that was coming up from Jesus Christ Superstar. And that was the message. Tell the rabble to be quiet. We anticipate a riot. This common crowd is much too loud. Tell the fools who sing their song that they are fools and they are wrong. They are accursed and they should disperse. Okay, so there may be more, marches and things like that. So I finished doing the read at 10:54, which 54 is the Page of Swords. It's the message, spreading the word. And the only major arcana here was the higher self. Karma did come up after the read, because I always pull a few cards on either end of the read. But higher self, which is like the High Priestess, came up. That was the only one in the read. And then karma, which is like judgment. We had 5 pentacles today. A lot of pentacles, which isn't just money. It's all about time, money, effort, the daily life, that kind of thing. We had 3 cups and 2 swords. There were no wands in the read, not in the main cards. Of course, the mini deck, I use all of the cards of the deck. So there's always all of the signs on the table from that deck. But from the main deck, there were no wands. Court cards, we had the King of Pentacles, the Knight of Pentacles, the Queen of Swords, the Queen of Cups, and the Queen of Pentacles. So we had 3 queens in this read. All 3 of them were reversed. The Knight of Pentacles was reversed. The King of Pentacles was reversed. And before the read, the Knight of Cups and the Knight of Cups came up. I was thinking it was the Knight of Pentacles, but that was already. It was actually the Ace of Pentacles there. So that's not actually right. Okay. So we literally, and the 9 of Pentacles. The 9 of Pentacles, which isn't a court card, but I often see it as a person as well. That was reversed too. So it's definitely a Pentacles family here. The King and the Queen, the Knight, and the 9 of Pentacles were all reversed. And the Page of Pentacles was upright. So that could be another child, or it could be the same as one of the other children. So it could be like 1 to 3 children there, because the 9 of Pentacles doesn't have to actually be a person. It can be just that indication of sovereignty or lack of thereof, or dependency. So 3 queens reversed, 2 knights reversed, and a king reversed, and the 9 of Pentacles reversed. So that's where all the 5 pentacles comes from, is this family. There's 4 pentacles reversed, along with the 5 of Pentacles upright. So there's definitely some kind of loss, whether it's just exile, whether it's financial loss, destitution, being kicked out of something, injured, ill, all of that kind of energy, okay? We had triple sixes come up in this read. Triple sixes, and the code line was all about the number 16 coming from 9, 6, and 1, which is the Hermit, the Lovers, and the Magician. And the word for the code line was all about perseverance, which was broken up because of the clarification cards covering part of the word. The other numbers that came up were 532, which can be a combination of things, but 5 is the Hierophant, 3 is the Empress, 2 is the High Priestess, or it could be the 53 of the Knight of Swords, which was very significant in this read, and the 2 of the High Priestess, or Higher Self, which I'm probably going to go with that one because that's probably what it was. But we also have the 5 or the 32, and 32 is the Journeyman, which was also significant in this read. So the code line was all about the 16, which is the Tower energy. Sudden events, whether it's for good or for bad, sudden explosions, eruptions, drama, epiphanies, all of that energy can come up. And all around perseverance, like not giving up, not like feeling like it's never going to work. You just keep persisting and persisting. That's what's coming up for the Divine Masculine today. And the cards were very messy going out. Every time I went to put something down, the cards would get knocked all over the place. It was that very messy energy today. And the code line here, the other numbers. We had 666, but we also had 1 of the Magician, 3 of the Empress, 9 of the Hermit, 56 of the 2 of Swords, 13 of the Death or Transition card, 35 of the 9 of Wands, the Wounded Warrior, and 69, which is the Ace of Pentacles upright today. We had, in a lesser sense, 34 of the 8 of Wands, 45 of the 5 of Cups, the Grieving card, the 67 of the Knight of Pentacles, 79 for me is the Pot of Gold at the end of the rainbow, and then 910, Begin Again. So the code line about perseverance. Now the verance came up by itself because PE and then RSE came up separately. So it was very interesting how that was coming up today. And when I put in RSE to see what would come up, it respelled it into rose, which was pretty cool. And that happened twice today. With NCE became nice and RSE became rose. So I want you to know because that was important in the coding and deciphering today. So after death, but before Christ, a very small angle, which I'll explain in a minute, a very small angle can get twisted like varicose veins. After death, before Christ, in the alternating currents and air conditioning. And remember, air is all about thoughts and words. So it's the conditioning of the logical man and the alternating currents after death and before Christ. A very small angle can get twisted. The I am presence of the 9, the collective consciousness, and the 9-inch nails were coming in as the nails in the cross, but also of the grandmother. The mother digs their nails into you. That kind of energy was coming up, but also the divine feminine, all 3 within the masculine. The grandmother, the divine feminine, and the 9-inch nails. In the 9, the wise one, the hermit, or the collective consciousness. Then ring strain energy came up when I was defining some of the acronyms in the read, because there's a lot of definitions today for the acronyms that came up. And ring strain energy has to do with the higher in bicyclic systems. An example is by cyclobutane, which happened to be C4 and H6, and the 46 stood out right away as the 6 of Cups, the children in the garden, and here we have CH for children. So it's very much about that, and that was the center card today, the 6 of Cups with the children hugging each other in the middle of the read, the center card. It is noted for being one of the most strained compounds that is isolatable on a large scale, about 63.9 kcal mole, and then the equation. I couldn't think of the word. I'm sorry if I delay sometimes. In 16, I was jogging. I got hit by a car, so I did have a really bad concussion. I was out of work for a month, or actually a little bit more probably. And I'm fine. But I just want you to know, because I really have trouble struggling for simple words sometimes, and it's not that I don't know something, I just can't retrieve it. So please pardon me if that happens. So it's just the equation here, which isn't important, I guess, unless you are a math person. It was -1, and then in parentheses, 267 K capital J mole, MOL, -1. So the instability that exists when bonds in a molecule form angles that are abnormal, and because of high strain, the heat of combustion for these small rings is elevated. So in alkanes, the optimum overlap or of the atomic orbitals is achieved at 109.5 degrees, that angle. So it was saying the most common compounds, cyclic compounds, have 5 to 6 carbons in their ring. So the cyclics as opposed to the acyclics lack flexibility, those molecules. The strain energy measures the angle strain, or there's also the torsional strain that comes up in defining these problems, which is resistance to the bond due to twisting, which is also known as Pitzer strain. So now we have strain due to angle and strain due to twisting, like varicose veins, and that came up this past week, that when varicose veins, they go, it's because they tend to twist, and then they occlude the vessel. So when the angle is tight and twists, the situation becomes very unstable. But if you open up and relax, it is better. So that was the first message regarding that, but it comes up again and again. So the first time I went through the code line regarding perseverance was the thread, the foot, the ray or the sting ray, the liver, the cactus, the father, the water, the relationship to sex ed, and the ring strain energy, or ruby, sapphire, and emerald. And then then mint came up, and I was questioning why mint. So the stingray came up as first thing that came up online was the tungsten carbide ring, which is just a new material. They're making a lot of rings, very nice rings out of this material because it's more scratch resistant and all that kind of stuff, but it's not gold. And this one ring that came up was a ring with the stingray tungsten carbide ring was a blue-purple color changing inlay inside this material from 4 millimeter to 10 millimeter, and it looked like energy clearing discs that I had seen before. The discs you can use to clear the radiation in your home, or the 5G type of energies in your home. Because I've had a plug-in in my computer since before I left my job, which was I left in 16, so I've already had it for like at least 5 years. But it's just so it's like a jump drive. I just plug it into my USB. So I assume it's the same type of technology because it was supposed to clear, the energy around my computer. So the bigger discs online look like, they kind of look like copper wire discs, just like you would get ribbon at a store. It's on that disc. And this ring looked exactly like those clearing discs. And then I was getting that shape of the ring. And then I was being shown the stingray because the stingray bones are shaped like shaft. Stingray is very close to the shark as well, and the shape of the stingray, the bones or cartilage, is like a diamond. So here we were just talking about ruby, sapphire, and emerald, and here's the stingray that's in the shape of a diamond and a ring that's coming up, which is the tungsten ring that came up, but also. The circle reminded me of I never liked fish, especially not squid or anything like that, because my mother used to make me eat clams when we'd go down the shore in the summer and I would throw up. But what is it? Not oysters, but I guess it's like octopus or something or squid, whatever's in a circle. That energy was coming up, and I was getting like the energy of the cartilage. And several years ago, after my awakening, I was getting something about cartilage from the ear that was important in helping cure something. And here the stingray was coming up in reference to that. and the wings of the stingray and the anatomy in that diamond shape. So there's something significant about that medically. But also the I looked up the tungsten carbide, which is the chemical WC. Parts tungsten and carbon atoms are equal, and it's a color of deep gray. The stingray is a group, and this is all like in either encyclopedia.org or Wiktionary, unless I tell you otherwise. So stingray is a group of sea rays. It's a cartilaginous fish related to sharks. And there was 8 different kinds that came up, or groups of kinds that came up here, and the round rays was popping up to me. And it's called Eurotrigonidae. I'm not sure it's pronounced properly, but I think I wrote it phonetically on the other page. But it's the stingrays are an endangered species, so number one, that needed to come up. But also they're native to the Americans or the Americas, so they're Native Americans. But also bottom feeders, right? They have round fins. That's why they're called the round stingray, because their fins are more round as opposed to diamond shaped, and they have a very slim tail. So here we go with the code line here. It was a very cool message. And there's another message that comes up within the read as well. And I was getting the 7 as, again, the 7 comes through as the key all the time. And the 7, they're showing me of the right angle of the 7. You know, you can draw a 7 in all different angles. But the right angle 7, like an L wrench or a key, and there was more coming up about the degrees of that, because I told you the orbitals are comfortable or normal at 109.5 degrees. But the right angle is 90 degrees, which is just short, you know, it's not quite 100. So if you make that right angle just a little bit more, and it was interesting because when I drew the 7 or the right angle and then drew another line angling it to more than 100, around 110, so it would be at that normal range, it literally started to draw the cube instead of being 2-dimensional, making it look like it's 3-dimensional. So the 3-dimensional cube comes up. So the right angle was key, going from the 2D to the 3D. So understanding that it's more flexible when you go into 3D. Like 2D is very stuck and structured, but as you get into the normal energies of that 109.5 degree, it turns into a cube, which then references the 3D. And it was also referencing the triangle angular of a 7, because a 7 can be a 90-degree angle or it can be a triangular angle. So it can be more than 1 degree, so it's like 60 to 90 degrees, really. But anyway, it was just referencing again, the angle is key, because the tighter the angle is, the more resistance there, the more tension, right? The more open the angle, the more comfortable or more stable the molecule is. So remember, whenever I bring these things up, it's always referencing the relationship of the twins and the ascension process. So here we go from the code line, all about perseverance, and the king, the master of crystals, or the king of pentacles, same thing, was the challenge here today. And yes. All right, so after death and before Christ, in alternating currents and air conditioning, I am that I am, in 9-inch nails, or 9-inch nails, the grandmother, the divine feminine, the contents of man, the 9, the hermit, the collective consciousness, the wise one. Remember, after death, before Christ, it is a very small angle, and it can get twisted very easily, right? In that split second of a moment, that quantum leap. The wise one and the high C, the Christ consciousness, the unity consciousness, and the C, sea. The sea of the I is the sea of the ocean and the emotions, the sea of the Christ unity consciousness, and the SIC of the if yes, and the C in the G, which is the Christ and the God. The 6 of the home and family and community, or the Sophia 9, the divine feminine collective consciousness. At the Lover's September Virgo new moon, the master of crystals, the Christ-like, as if, as soon as, when, or Indian mulberry, used for dye, Christ-like crystals, because ALS means like and Christ. So it's like Christ. The Christ or cliffhanger, the Indian mulberry, right? So a mulberry bush or some kind of plant could be a cliffhanger, like hangs over the cliff. As soon as they ace, PT, or oneness with, Portuguese, 0 point, part-time, patient, physical training, and the sky and the heavens, where of course that's where the air conditioning happens. And remember that we're talking about ether too, which is the air above the moon. Okay? So dealing with the sky and the heavens and air conditioning. The thread, the foot, the ray, the liver, the cactus, the father, and water, related to sex ed and the ring strain energy of ruby, sapphire, and emerald, and mint, diamond, 2 mints in 1. The tungsten carbide clearing discs, the round rays, the Native Americans, and the word for that type of stingray, the Eurotrigonidae, the Eurotrigonidae, literally breaks down to Euro Tri Show Power Day. So the round rays, Native Americans, and the Euros trying to show Power Day, Rose Ray, to be, true, faith, wedding ring or wedding band, on the edge, fence, facing a being, a creature, or in other words, being nice to each other. So the diamond came up, and this was important because diamond isn't a real word, right? But mint is and die is. So it's 2 mints in 1, which always comes up for the twins. But it was coming up after the crystals. It was coming up after the ruby, sapphire, and emerald, which next would be the diamond, right? So is it diamond or diamonds? Now, diamond is 2 coins, right? Because minting is a coin. And coin is another way of spelling Kohan or Kohans, or co-pilots, right? So the diamond or diamonds, is it the 2 co-hands, 2 co-pilots, like new, a vast uncirculated amount, the Mantha family or the Mentha family, the Mentha family, the Lamiaceae, or Lam I Am Eon, eternally emanating from God, the sweet breath being green, attempting to insinuate the sine curve wave, to twist, to lie. Or is it 2 mons, diamonds, which means 2 mouths, to say and tell, 2 hands to hold, and 2 worlds to experience together and ring your bell. And using mint and mulberry to color your world along with skunk or stingray colors. Diamond, deceptive, distortion, whereas diamond is the real thing, the diamond in the rough. Polishing is just something to entertain you. 2, reaching out to the world. All right, so there was the message there. And that was all from the definitions of the acronyms that were coming up in the code line. And I have to tell you, because ring and diamond came up with the stingray tungsten carbide, but it also came up as the definition of one of the acronyms. So literally, Vera means wedding ring or wedding band. And this was the word perseverance, PERSEVERANCE, and then VERA and NCE. So Varence is VERA and NCE. Vera is the wedding ring or wedding band, and NCE means to each other. It's literally wedding to each other, the Varence. And then PE and RSE, the PE was the threading, and the foot was important here, and the ray, all of those things I listed was PE. And then the RSE literally is the ring strain energy, or the relationship to sex ed, and the Pokemon Ruby, Sapphire, and Emerald, and where the mint came up. And mint, did I write that too? Mint means around the house. Where did I write all them? Let me see. Oh, here it is again. Mint, I'm going to tell you the meanings of mint because it's very interesting. It's a vast sum or amount. It means to produce coins or kohans, right? It means to invent, to fabricate, to fashion, like new, right? And Christ-like was coming up in the header. Near perfect or uncirculated, unused, attractive, beautiful, handsome. The plant mentha, and the family Lamiceae, comes up if you break that down. The lamb, right? The lamb of the I am presence, and the eon, which is eternity, or age, or spiritual being emanated from the Godhead, the aeon. So it's very significant meanings here. Mint also means sweet breath, right? Because it freshens your breath. And green, it means to try, attempt, take aim, endeavor, to try, to hit, to purpose, to hint or suggest or insinuate, like, as, mint or strike. And also references memory and mine, oh mine, and minty, which means to lie. So those are all the things around mint. So mint is like, if it's not the full truth, it's not the truth, right? Even if it's just a small insinuation or just not to harm anyone, it's still a lie. So that comes up in the read. So here we go. It's the 9, we start out with the 9 of Pentacles reversed. It's 3230, which is the journey and the union. 9 of Pentacles reversed. Sorry, before I'm going to start I'm going to show you the pictures that I have. Just give me 1 second on that. We started out with the 9 of Pentacles reversed. And beneath that was the Knight of Swords upright, the Ace of Pentacles upright, the 4 of Swords reversed, and the 6 of Swords upright. All right, so I'm going to show you the read here so you have a picture of it. All right, so this one is the main read. Okay. And then the full read in front of you here. So let me just clarify that a little bit for you. Sorry. I just want to clarify a little bit. Okay. So that's the read for today. And then after the underlying energy, and the right angle key was coming up again of this number 7, and that the 90 degree, it being a key, and the 90 degrees is just a little bit of tension, right? Because it's comfortable at 110, so 90 degrees isn't terrible. It could be a tighter angle than that, but it's just a little bit of tension. So it's like coming up as that magic place where you do have a little bit of tension, but not too much. So powerless after the messenger of truth, perhaps not sleeping and rising above, or offering or offered money or payment or loan or payoff, or somebody took money in order to stay quiet. Rising above or awakening and coming out to find peace in powerlessness, dependency, humbling self to be or not to be. Reaping and daydreaming, the dream weaver. And then I looked up just for a second to just look up. And at 1:33 to 34, I look right up, right at a squirrel outside my window with his butt to me. And he's like crouched, like ready to pounce. And then he moves over toward the steps a little bit and he gets in that same crouch down position. And I'm waiting to see what he does because they're not usually this like, raring to go. And then he walked back up on my little deck and he climbed up on the table, and I have a pot of flowers on the table, and he stretched his little body up to get to the top of, they always get into my flowers. And he was up on his hind legs with his paws on the top of the planter, and he scoots his way over to the side, going around the planter. So he was entertaining me for sure, but there was definitely a message coming in because it has to do with the energy of the masculine. So what I wrote down right after that was searching but didn't find what he wanted. He has looked high and low and stretched all around. I believe you can get me through the night. I believe we can reach the morning light. So that song was coming up. Coming clean, getting clean, cleaning up the act or space. The Queen of Pentacles reversed injustice, impatience, or losing patience. Or the Queen of Pentacles reversed, Libra reversed, and Sagittarius reversed, fallen angel, wounded warrior, defensive, and standing up over the excuses regarding not lifting a finger or offering a hand to help a lady across a muddy path. Or because the Seven of Pentacles wasn't enough, you now lost 9 pentacles, or lost your power, money, and independence, not wanting to share rewards of your efforts. So the Knight of Cups is reversed here, along with the Queen of Cups reversed. Seeing synchronicities, perhaps of each other, perhaps with options and heaven in their eyes. And this can be the masculine and feminine, or it can be 2 kids as well. But the sun half full, with the 10 of Pentacles reversed, family, business, or community, dysfunction or loss or large expenditure, with issues at work or third party looking back at the never-ending story of the war within. Just in need of self-love and gratitude to brighten their day. But the 10 of Pentacles reversed and the 3 of Pentacles reversed gets in their way. Negative energies all around them, but whether it's family or work, a full breakdown only happens when all parts of one's life are in distress. The enemy clearing the field, not caring who got hurt in the process, who they walked over, living in the past. I'll show them. The child proving their worth to the other children who hurt them and teased them, and now grown up. I'm stronger and smarter than any old dark night, or stepping on landmines so obvious where they're planted, avoiding all at all cost, taking down the powerless, but in the end, all is lost. No love, no friends for that little boy whose feelings were hurt and abused by ones who didn't care too, at 202, which is the High Priestess and the High Priestess. It can also be Judgment and the High Priestess. 3 cups out to be seen, supporting the Empress, Abundance, the Holy Trinity. Old friends looking back at the Knight of Cups reversed and the Knight of Pentacles reversed, way back then, so it could be friends coming together, or coming together to review a past record, jealousy, moodiness, usury, and laziness, glutton, refusing to budge, stubbornness, and bullheadedness, or 2 left out from a celebration because they're on punishment, or quote-unquote grounding selves. Perhaps stuck up, or curtains are stuck, unable to hide, no more privacy. Perhaps someone's doors were removed, growing up. Giving your relationship a chance, or give your relationship a chance, and beneath that for the masculine was free yourself. Energy theft, cheating or stealing, being sneaky, lying by omission. If no one knows, it's not cheating. No longer at the gate, on the fence, being told what to do or where to go, or how to find or avoid sharp objects or lottery tickets. Sharing sexual energy and love with your twin is cheating if you're in a committed relationship. It's also forcing your twin to experience feeling the other with you. She doesn't have a choice either, but to love, thus loving other, but to love self, thus loving other. If you reject your twin, one rejects themselves and can't win. A humbling experience of the ego mind. The distorted man in his ego having two women at one time, and the distorted female of being taken against her will, the victim, but no one to rescue them, because the perpetrator is the savior. They're all one and the same, and the victim and the insinuator are also one and the same. And remember, this is the feminine and masculine, both have the feminine and masculine in them. And this is at 219, which is the high priestess and the sun. The doer and the done to. The only way to collapse the polarity is to meet in the middle. The monkey in the middle, the monk key, the hermit and the seven or the chariot, the vehicle of ascension. In the middle at 0 point, field, track and field, cutting to the chase and releasing them after capturing and pinning them down, after toying with them and tying them up in a knot. Playtime to heighten the senses and sentences. I was laughing when sentences came up. Laughing, crying, singing, and shout. A little bit louder now. A little bit softer now. Say it soft and it's almost like praying. Sophia. Oh, Sophia. Christ. Oh, Sophia. The Knight of Cups reversed, and the hangman awake and perversed, pulling hairs, yanking their chain, cracking the whip with kids, and whipping their butt into shape, and shifting. Crossing a distant relative, no pain, no gain. I told you so, do as I say. 2,000 years of suppressing the divine feminine, as unequal, unworthy, less than, weak. But oh, how she knows about that birthing technique. The hostage of the glass ceiling, the Isis cuffs of the sacred sexuality, imprisoned until her beloved turns from the caterpillar hostage into a beautiful, free, new butterfly at 236, the high priestess and the atlas energy of the 10 of wands, the wounded, the weight of the world upon your shoulders. And until they turn into that butterfly and are able to transcend timelines in a single bond, James Bond, 007. And if you notice when you write 007, it looks like you're holding eyeglasses or binoculars. And those are the 2 zeros that came up with the, was it sapphire that came up in the gematria yesterday? Wherever I said there was 2 zeros, it's coming up the same energy of the 007, right? The 2 eyes, the googly eyes, and the key. So the looking glass, the binocular. And binocular literally breaks down to by, knock you, and then lar. So by, of course, is the 2, and then the knock you has to do with at night, by night, in the night, and then lar is the household, the God, the home, the fireside, the hearth, teaching and learning, education, lesson, doctrine, advice, counsel, box, and thigh. And actually box came up again today as well. So 2 at night, by night, in the night, with the key, teaching and learning, fireside, hearth and home, household, God, and counsel or doctrine. The thigh, strong and meaty, something to hold on to, and box of tricks up their sleeves. Wings up, chest out. Now squeeze those butts and thighs. Cross ankles, not knees, and expose your toes. On all fours and child's pose. Rosy cheeks, and round it goes. Where it stops, nobody knows. At 250, which is the high priestess and the 10 of cups. Parenting comes up for the divine masculine here, which is number 63, the suffering and silence card. And beneath it is individuality, the 11 of justice, truth, and balance. In divide is duality. Painful parenting, suffering and silence. Individuality, in divide and duality, we find our truth and balance. dumping emotional attachments to needing help, money, opportunity, or to learning a lesson, to justice and rising above, and waking, conflict or games, and clarity of the weight of the world, Atlas, mapping how far I must go until I can lay down my burdens, my load, my responsibilities, and confess the good and the bad as the witness of such, knowing what it takes to surpass the other stags or hearts, to reach the top, the peak. But then what? 2 butterflies sitting on a log, and the little one said, roll over, and all the rats fell away, and they finally had a peaceful night's sleep. Cross our swords and hope to die, and hope someone can use my blue eyes, or someone getting an eye transplant, or removing their blue contacts because they're not real, or the gift of sight. The blind man sees, and sees. The underlying energy, we had Libra upright and reversed, Sag reversed, Scorpio reversed, and Leo, we don't know which way they were, up or down, because the sun was sideways, and Capricorn reversed. Queen of Cups looking yonder, as Juliet for her Romeo, Mary Magdalene for her Jesus, the messenger of truth, the knight in shining amour, standing up to others to be free from suffering and silence, perhaps a sister and hard labor, and time for the wounded warrior to be happy with self and relaxed. Atlas has pumped enough weights for dependent fighting him every inch of the way at 307, the Empress and the Chariot. That could be Taurus and Cancer there too. The Knight of Pentacles reversed and the Knight of Swords upright. Perhaps the masculine's having a difficult time parenting. The recent past is the Five of Pentacles upright, the Hermit in the Mary Magdalene cave with a natural glow but no artificial light, and unorganized or broken crystals. Remember, like the Christ-like crystals. The prisoner of love, awake to or coming out about issues at work or third party, Queen of Cups reversed. The Empress offering time, money, or effort, or a new life to the Knight of Swords without affection. The Knight of Swords could be a Gemini reversed there. Or the Empress is paying a private investigator, or is paying someone for information or messages, or for someone to keep quiet or be silenced. So actually some of the masculines may have actually accepted money to stay quiet about something, including the Divine Feminine. So let's see here. 311 is the Empress, and 11 is Justice. Breaking up or lack of affection with Divine Feminine in the 5D world, or the world just upside down, or Pisces reversed, Queen of Cups reversed, and the King of Cups upright in uncomfortable energies, all tied up. Bond to exile from the group. Broken up, King of Cups and the Queen of Cups reversed, he's upright, she's not, or brother and sister, and the Queen of Cups reversed is at work with mother or empress paying the Knight of Swords, or giving money to kids or co-workers whenever they ask to, like just pissing away their money. The foundation is the root, the higher self reversed, the secret coming out, or the Three of Swords separation from the 5D world on the journey to the night, the Cancer, or leading the way howling at the moon with Cancer upright and Pisces reversed, perhaps showing your kids how to howl at the moon to let go of some angst. Okay, and then I did a group meditation today, which I was getting some great visuals. Was definitely stuff coming up from yesterday when I did a meditation. I saw myself running through a tunnel. I saw some explosions and then running through a tunnel. I didn't even relate it to the underground tunnels. I just thought it was like running down like a war type situation. Of course, this is a war type situation, but a normal war. So when I saw it, I was thinking of bombs exploding around me, and I was just running down a path that turned into a tunnel. But now I realized I was running through the underground tunnels, and the bombs were them collapsing the tunnels. So it was pretty interesting what was coming up. And then today, more of that tunneling was coming up, but also like sexual parts were coming up, and that references the abuse of the children. I also saw an Oriental woman or boy. I couldn't tell because they had blood all over their face, but it was like they were crying with blood on their face. But it was definitely an Oriental person. And was there something else I saw? I was getting a lot, but I just don't remember it all. So in the read, grounding, outing the higher self, heartbroken in the 5D and the world reversed, or separation from Pisces or the divine feminine in the 5D, on journey of the broken heart into that good night. The central energy at the heart of the matter is the Six of Cups upright, the two children embracing each other, the innocence of loving each other, and the messenger of truth with clarity of the awakening, purging at a distance from each other, vulnerable and starting over, coming clean, getting clean, or cleaning up the act or space, and challenged by the King of Pentacles reversed, who may be doting on the Queen of Wands reversed, who's tired or sick or angry of the journey of good news, success, or getting lots of attention, or that the King of Pentacles reversed gets lots of attention, and home with synchronicities, options, or home shopping network, or Taurus or Hierophant, or institution, religion, or even God, connecting, options, confusion, synchronicities, or a ghost and something radiating at home. It can be radiation as well. With the King of Wands upright, all boys club or religion. So again, this could be like where the feminine is kicked out of the house for the boys' night. And what are they actually doing? The King of Pentacles reversed, sharing or settling out, with the Queen of Swords reversed, cleaning up their act, with the King of Cups upright. Left out of the group with dependents to care for, secret passion bonded, merged, or kids learning to use their intuition with the secret out or secret passion, and challenged by the King of Pentacles reversed, or Akashics are closed. So the King of Pentacles reversed, can have lost money or status, but also can be a greedy person or just really ungrounded. But it can be a really bad person too, right? But it's coming up as Akashics now closed, which came up the other day as well. No, and it was funny after I said that Akashics were closed, because then yesterday the read had a ton of major arcana, right? Which is guidance. And then today there's like literally nothing. So all of a sudden today it's like the portal was closed. No longer patient, the King of Wands, or the King of Cups and the King of Wands losing patience, or fallen angel between them, or Sagittarius reversed, King of Wands with final judgment, calling out an Aquarius reversed, or announcing a rescue of a little boy or inner child, a wake-up call to children, or born again, a wake-up call to action, to purge and cry, or push to their emotional limit, or sweating to the oldies with Richard Simmons, and the magician manifesting the DNA strand, the magic wand, while Scrooge, King of Swords, star, dream, healer, or Aquarius, or the Queen of Wands reversed, or the King of Pentacles reversed, or magician, and the Queen of Wands reversed and King of Swords upright may be hoarding all the money or stuff, or the magician and the King of Swords holding money for the Queen of Wands reversed, or vice versa, or the Queen of Wands reversed is tired of empty promises and saving to get out of there, establishment or marriage of the illusionist, perhaps always with good news, but never what she wants. Or the magician and the King of Swords withholding money from her because she'll just give it to the King of Wands or other family members, friends, or even strangers. The King of Swords Aquarius or star, healer, or dream, in disconnect, not seeing eye to eye, or at a distance from those at peace or on vacation, or out of choppy waters now, away from the sovereign reversed or dependent, spenders, or someone in loss of power, money, or independence, or just powerless, or powerless to the wicked empress spending on kids or partner and spoiling them. And they can't live up to that, right? So now is the Knight of Pentacles reversed, stubborn still and not working or disabled, or in need of a jump start from the Knight of Wands upright perhaps, who's motivated and always on the move, in a sudden event, epiphany, or first responder, or the Knight of Pentacles reversed suddenly becomes the Knight of Wands upright, or wants a divorce from the Queen of Wands upright, or break from a religion, establishment, or social or societal norms, or suddenly stubborn bull, Taurus reversed, and the Queen of Wands, wounded warrior, is now carrying the load. The Knight of Pentacles reversed, suddenly impatient or loses their temper, defending or guarding the kids and or twins, or a child suddenly stands up to the Queen of Wands, wounded warrior, or the Queen of Wands, Taurus, defending the wounded warrior with all the responsibilities. Or Scorpio upright, Sag reversed, or loses patience with Taurus, maybe telling them they're lazy and doing nothing, or rushing back to help the wounded warrior finish work and carry the load. Either way, kids or twins being defended here, and the Knight of Pentacles reversed suddenly putting it out there to the Ten of Pentacles, family, business, community, or legacy that may have dysfunction or loss, and the Page of Pentacles, the only pentacle in the family upright here, they may be outing themselves to the Page of Pentacles, or the Knight of Pentacles reversed loses their temper when the Page of Pentacles puts it out there in front of everyone, the Ten of Pentacles family reversed. Perhaps an opportunity, though, or invite to juggle, perform with low vibe Star, King of Swords, or Healer, or Aquarius, or Page of Pentacles upright and Capricorn reverse got sucked into it, or dream job announcing and detoxing, ending conflict with no competition, and the King of Swords is not satisfied with that part, but not telling, holding back his feelings at 548, which is the Hierophant and the Eight of Cups, walking away with him. He's not getting his wish with the Queen of Cups reversed, refusing to stay quiet about the Hierophant reversed, Taurus reversed, or break away from a marriage, contract, religion, or establishment, or a narcissistic old man. Impatient Knight of Pentacles reversed, Taurus, Scorpio, or Sag, or King of Wands, Sag, and Aquarius, or since the Knight of Pentacles wouldn't, the King of Wands and King of Cups suddenly puts it out there in front of the Ten of Pentacles reversed family, business, or community, has an opportunity to perform, star, or do magic, or just work with Aquarius, King of Swords, or detox chaos and end conflict or competition, or detox all game playing, as the King of Swords has been unhappy and has not been telling anyone, and hoarding their time, money, and energy and feelings from or about the Queen of Cups reversed and the Knight of Swords, or the King of Swords. The Queen of Cups reversed refusing to be silenced or muzzled by the Hierophant reversed and or King of Swords reputation, or about a divorce, or that the King of Swords upright, Star, or Aquarius, and Hierophant reversed, or Taurus reversed, or dirty old man don't get along, and only the Queen of Pentacles reversed and Sovereign reversed, which can be a dependent, visiting or finding peace with loss of time, money, and energy, or the girls just kiss up to this dirty old man for the money, or it's Taurus, Queen of Pentacles reversed family that's tight and won't share what they've got, or problems with hoarding, or money's been funneled outside the family, or the Ten of Pentacles reversed and the Ten of Cups upright are family wars. It's the Montagues and the Capulets, right? So the wealthy ones are losing money, but the Ten of Cups family may be happy because they're saving and being moderate. And this could be the same family too. Like now they don't have as much as they had before because everything's been changed. So now they're learning to be happy with a moderate amount of money. Or it's a war between two different families where one is all about the emotions and love and the other one's all about the money, but now they're losing it. So soon as the Queen of Swords reversed, Aquarius, Taurus, and the Queen of Wands reversed, and the King of Wands upright, or the King of Wands is married or with Taurus or contracted and is suffering in silence or dealing with sister, looking away from judgment, announcement, or wake-up call to action and raising the dead, or the clarion call, or music. And the King of Wands can feel the music and sadness of the Queen of Swords reversed in mourning, the war widow's broken heart. The Magician free from twist of fate, now remember the twisting of the angle can collapse the vein. The Magician free from twist of fate, the downturn and things not going in their favor, where the worst is over and the bliss is setting in, and the Hermit is coming out, no longer quiet, awake, being offered time, money, effort, or new life from a performer, perhaps. Virgo upright and reversed, so it could be two people or one person going back and forth. Gemini upright, Libra reversed, Aries upright, Aquarius upright, Taurus upright, all here. The Divine Masculine sees himself as a Three of Cups upright, in joy or in a group, social, coming together, spreading the word to be strong and detox chaos. codependency. And the King of Pentacles reversed, getting over loss, regret, the past. Passing the baton, the DNA, to the Sovereign reversed, working to align with the Emperor upright or to take control of things again. With Leo upright, Aries upright, and Capricorn reversed here. Chemistry comes up for the masculine as well as make the effort and playfulness. At 619, which is the Lovers and the Sun, around the Divine Masculine, or how he is seen, is the Queen of Cups reversed. After the battle, in uncomfortable energies, left out in the cold, exile, injury or ill, or destitute and left behind, with their secret out, and a need to use their intuition. The Queen of Wands reversed and the Page of Wands upright. Perhaps the Queen of Cups reversed and the Queen of Wands reversed are inspired to do something together at 622, which is the Lovers and the Fool. So these could be two female lovers as well, as friends or sisters. But these are two who may be inspired to do something together where, it's kind of like misery loves company because they're both reversed. Or with the Page of Wands child, inspiring the both of them to get moving, or things are looking up, or inspired to get healthy while unable to work, or these two are uncomfortable being stuck together or told off by the Page of Wands. The Emperor finding peace in chaos or brokenness, or with Cancer reversed and Pisces reversed. If they're not happy, then so be it. That's their choice. Perhaps the Divine Masculine paying for advertising or getting kids to spread the word, working to stay aligned and strong, organize the details and stay in control over the chaos, the detox, and the people's addictions. Is your cup half full or is it half empty? You choose. The block here for the masculine is the Ace of Swords reversed, the lies, the divide, the split, the BS, the need for clarity when feeling like they're going crazy and unable to function and handle their responsibilities or remove the sword from their own heart. Perseverance comes up, but even more so here is compassion, self-discipline, and financial discipline. The Turtle fantasizing about the Dark Empress with lots of money to spend, or illusions of a mother giving the Queen of Pentacles reversed and Sovereign reversed the wrong idea about money and pissing it away like water. The Queen of Pentacles reversed Taurus. The Queen of Pentacles, Taurus, choosing a new path. And it could be Aquarius too. So Queen of Pentacles reversed Taurus and or Aquarius, choosing a path to end an emotional cycle, or happily ever after, or never-ending story. Or the Queen of Pentacles reversed, living with their parents with 3 generations of feminine dysfunction. So like the grandmother is their wealthy mom, and then the Queen of Pentacles and the Sovereign reversed. They're both reversed, the mother and child. Of the Queen of Pentacles reversed, Taurus with dependent Empress mother on abusive narcissistic father, but stays for the money. 10 of Cups family is saving and being moderate in the E-Tower, opening the Lotus, announcing, waking up and leading the way with the flame, passion, growth and inspiration, one for all and all for one at 639, which is the Lovers and the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Swords upright and the Ace of Pentacles upright, offering a new life or perhaps receiving an offer, no longer silenced and finding peace in loss of power, money, and independence, or in spending, or a child or partner who does. The secret is out of the 3 of Cups reunion of the Queen of Cups reversed in exile from the group, and the 6 of Cups loving innocence of the children or the twins, challenged by the King of Pentacles reversed and the Queen of Swords reversed in a split, lie, BS, or paying for information or for someone to lie, and the Knight of Pentacles reversed and the Queen of Pentacles reversed, whether they're kids or adults, finding their emotional fulfillment, reaping rewards at the E-Tower, opening their Lotus, announcing and leading the way, on journey, igniting the flame. Powerless in exile with the weight of the world, the secret out, or loving kids or twins, challenged by the King of Pentacles reversed and the Knight of Pentacles reversed. The reunion with the Queen of Swords reversed and the Queen of Cups reversed, in divide with the Queen of Pentacles reversed, choosing a new path at 647, which is the Lovers and the 7 of Cups. Choosing a new path of being moderate, saving, and happy family, or emotional cycle is ending, and reaping rewards, or judgment, or in a judgment, attention or wake-up call, to leading by example. So now, like I told you in the beginning, the King of Pentacles, Queen of Pentacles, Knight of Pentacles, and Nine of Pentacles were all reversed like a family. So is the Nine of Pentacles actually left out because they were next to the Five of Pentacles? The Queen of Swords reversed is really hurt and or lying or verbally abusive. And the Queen of Cups reversed in reunion with the Queen of Swords reversed and Nine of Pentacles reversed, or Pisces reversed, or the Divine Feminine is at reunion with those three, or at a not the Divine Feminine, but the Divine Masculine. Or the Divine Masculine is at a reunion with those three, or at a function with three exes all present. So three exes he's been with, and they're all present at the same function, and they're all reversed. But he is joyful, and it could be him just staying joyful, not letting other people drag them down because they're being naysayers or just negative. Perhaps he's joyful, perhaps in secret, with the Six of Cups soulmate, or kids that are back together and really happy to see each other. So that's the read. So I'm going to pull from the energy deck to see what comes up. So it's now 105.51. And that would be the Magician, the Hierophant, and the King of Swords. The Magician's usually like Gemini or Virgo. It comes up as Aries for me sometimes. And the Hierophant's usually Taurus. But then it doesn't have to be a Hierophant. It's one or the other, or can be both. And then we have the King of Swords, of course, is the 51 either way. So for everybody watching, the best and highest good of all is concerned. What do we need to know? What do we need to learn? And keep in mind, too, the cards up here I did incorporate into the read. But this guy is reversed, the Nine of Cups. That energy is reversed. The Queen of Cups is upright, though. So she's upright in the underlying energy, but the Queen of Cups is here in his energy reversed. So it could be two different water signs. Or they could be the same one, where they were upright, longing for their Romeo, and now they're reversed over here around the masculine. So for everybody watching, for the best and highest good of all is concerned, what do we need to know? What do we need to learn? It's 8:33 on the clock. The Christ vibration and strength. Let's clear all negative energies across all dimensions of time, space, matter, and reality for the highest good of all is concerned, and fill that empty space with only beautiful love and diamond crystalline light and our senses. And so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And this came right out. Strategy. So there's the 21, which came up yesterday as a lot of endings, completing the cycle as we go into this new cycle of 9/9 today. Right? It's the going back to school time, the start of sowing your seeds again, doing the work for the harvest before the winter. So we definitely have finished up a cycle here. And there's journaling. We have the compass there. And there's a feather represented there, as well as music up here. Right? Journaling, scrolling. There's a key, a lock and key up here. So there's a lot of codes going on in this card. And it can reference that as well. So it's saying to make sure you journal and log. And the log came up. Remember I said the log, the butterflies in the bed, and the little one said, roll over, roll over. So logs. Roll over your log. So if that means something to someone, that's another message there. All right, and follow your true north. Angel of Love also comes up here, 49, which is the Nine of Cups, but the Nine of Cups was reversed today. So there may be a child who's like this today, being really moody and crabby or really miserable. That can be someone who's jealous or insincere as well, someone who likes to use people, right, when they're jealous. All right, so we have this, but this is more reversed. The world is upside down today too. So that could be like to put the pen down and and let your hand take a rest if you journal all the time. That maybe your book is completed. There's something about that too. But it's reversed, so it's not quite there, almost there. And then we have the man holding a coin, which is 43, the Three of Cups, which the masculine is today, seeing himself as a Three of Cups. So he's showing you what he really sees himself as. The Three of Cups is coming together in joy and being social and just being joy, just joy in general. And then here is the man holding a coin because he's stable. Okay. So, but the King of Pentacles was also reversed, which would normally reference this, but the Three of Cups was upright, so that is upright. The underlying energy here is the storm warning. Okay, and that's just, you know, saying that you may get triggered. So be prepared to stay present. Make sure you come back to center and back to center. Always reminding yourself to not go too far outside yourself. It's like Dorothy, don't go too far outside the limits of the house, right? Because you might get lost or get taken away in a storm. So 10 is the Wheel of Fortune. So remember, this is divinely done. So whatever comes up for you, whether it's being woken up at 2 o'clock in the morning because you think there's an earthquake, whatever it is, it's for a reason. And so these cards are coming up reversed, but this one's upright. So this is basically the energy that's coming up. Okay. So Divine Masculine may be dealing with some cranky kids, and maybe those kids need to journal because that will help them bring their thoughts out and also manifest their channeling abilities. So if someone's looking for a helpful hint, there's one for you. And I'm focusing too on this card. I was just looking at it for a second because it's grabbing my attention about what's left on the ground there. And I'm not even sure what it is, but it looks like there's the torch that you'd have up on the wall was torn down. But I also get this as a guardrail before it has come up as Judas throwing the 30 pieces of silver back over the railing again, right? Wanting to take back what they did. So there's another message there. And this is definitely, they're not guardrails. It's more like, they're more like pillars, but it looks like a guardrail. Looks like, ruins of an old structure. But amidst the orchestra, look how beautiful nature has orchestrated this display, of lights. The power and beauty of it all, even when there is destruction. So that's another message for you. All right, so make sure you drink your water, get plenty of fluids, because that's a good conductor for your connection and your codes and your downloads and such. And make sure you get plenty of rest, because we're always more cranky when we don't rest. Get your joy, make sure you laugh and get outside and get some nature. Rise and be